Cyberpunk 2077, I'm playing this piece of shit. To tell you the truth, I just didn't have money to get Cyberpunk. I'm waiting until I get a PS5. But, damn, that game looks good. I'm trying to kind of keep myself fresh. Make sure I don't get the game spoiled. I figured I'd continue doing this, because why not? Even though I haven't really liked this DLC. As of yet. I can't say I've thought it was very good. But you know, let's keep on trucking. Let's see if this gets better. And if anyone watching has played this, let me know if it gets good, because I have not liked this DLC yet. Besides her. I mean, it's not just looks. She's fun to play as too. But that's the least of my worries. But yeah, we're gonna see if this actually gets good. I'm curious. I've only played like 2 hours, so let's see. We will see. There we go. Just enjoy that real quick.
Dr. Pym, I hear you've got news about our tachyons.
I don't care enough to watch the cutscenes, so I'm sorry if I skip them. If anyone watching doesn't want me to skip the cutscenes, I won't, but I honestly just am not interested enough in this game to... I just feel like I have to finish it. That's the big thing. Why the fuck are they adding Kamala when I didn't want her? You can change companions. I want to fucking change my companion because I hate her.
What? I'm joking, dude.
Fuck.
Have a little faith. Okay, we take out the comm tower first, then sneak in and inspect their safety violations.
Let me guess. It's gonna be a shit ton of robots again. Because, you know, that's exciting. Instead of new enemies or established villains, we're gonna get more fucking robots, because that's fun. Grind, 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 grind with no, real outcome. Just grind. I don't know what the fuck this is.
Good. Tachyon disruptions are affecting the atmosphere.
Okay, so, what am I looking at? Past and future sky?
More like radiation trail.
Oh, good. I feel much better about going outside now. Okay, where to first? There's a communications array nearby.
I've heard people praise this DLC out of hell, and I literally don't know why, other than Kate's kind of fun and hot. After that, there's really no reason they need to... I've seen a reason to praise this.
The closer you get to the origin point, the stronger the
because
disruptions get. They're radiating out of that place.
I mean, the missions are still the same. The story isn't interesting. I haven't even caught on to what the story is.
Wait, not usually.
So again, if anyone here's actually took the time to play this, let me know if it actually gets better. Because it's been repetitive. It's again, I already thought this game was terrible, so I don't think any DLC can save it. But if this gets good, then I at least want to have somewhat of an interest, because I mean, clearly from what I can tell is these DLCs aren't driving interest back into the game, so yeah, I mean, I think they need to put out someone like Spider-Man like right now if they really want to get people back in, because I'm sorry, I don't think a D-list character like, and she is a D-list, I don't care what people say, I consider her a D-list, she's not in the MCU yet, so she will be, and she'll become a B-lister then, but right now she's a D-list character, and I don't think that's going to drive people to play the game, no matter how fun she is to play as. And the reason I'm not saying she's going to be my main and all that shit is because I don't need a main, because I'm not going to play this game after this, and I know that, because I'm not enjoying this DLC that much. I don't know, let me know what you guys think, because, again, I like doing live streams to have interaction with viewers, because, well, it's not that easy to do it through comment sections, so. Also, if you have a PS5, let me know. Maybe it's better on PS5. All I know, I don't fucking know, cause but it's just the gameplay is just repetitive. It feels like a Lego game, but shittier. You know, it's like Lego games are excusable because they're kids games. You know. Yet you can still get support for all ages. This is not supposed to be a kids game. This game is rated T for teen. It should be, you know, more made for all ages over a Lego game. But this feels like a kids game too. You know, other than Iron Man saying shit like twice during the story, I honestly don't know why this game would be rated T for teen. So, and that, you know, and that's I think, you know, as hard as it gets. I mean, even Spider-Man had its moments to where you could tell, oh yeah, this isn't a PG game or anything. I mean, it had its moments where it got a little violent. I mean, give me some violence. But again, this isn't a brilliant game like Spider-Man was. You know, Spider-Man was brilliant in many ways than one, and this game was just Spider-Man if it was half brain dead. Because there's no substance to the gameplay, there's no substance really to the story. The story's as basic as it gets. There's not really an interesting conflict. I mean, the fucking plot is basically the same general synopsis as Endgame is. The Avengers lose, and they're pretty much on hiatus for 5 years. That's the plot of the game, as a new threat emerges. That's the plot of Endgame, practically, except it's not really a new threat, but you know what I mean. There's a new villain that the characters have never met before. They get their ass kicked. The Avengers go on hiatus for 5 years as the world's kind of gone to shit. That's the same synopsis as Avengers Endgame is. Yet Avengers Endgame was so much fucking better. That movie had substance. This game didn't have substance. I hear people bring up how, like, oh, well, the story was good. I mean, it was okay. I mean, it was fun to an extent, but the thing about the story is that it still was basic, and it was still quick. It wasn't very long. And honestly, I almost wish they just would have made the story missions longer. Like Armin from Comic Book Cast brought up. If the game was like 20 hours and each character had like a mini campaign inside of it, and they cut out the online and added like a free roam and shit, I think this game would have been perfect. I think this game would have been easily 9 out of 10. I would have fucking loved this game, because this game has some good moments to it, and it can be fun. It can be, but the whole dungeon and grinding aspect, one, it was never my thing. I never liked, oh, you go to this area, you fight a shit ton of enemies, you complete an objective, then you go to this next area, rinse and repeat over and over again. It's repetitive. It's all this shit is. You can't switch characters in the middle, and it's just not fun. It doesn't feel like Avengers, it just feels like a grinding dungeon game, and I hate it. I always hated grinding. And I didn't know this game would be grinding based. I heard the term online service game, and I just figured it was a you know, a beat 'em up that you did online with friends. That's honestly what I assumed it was, because again, I don't play online games really. And this game was intended, you could tell it was intended for online people, yet they were acting like it was a single player game first, online second, when it was vice versa. They focused too much on the game being compatible and fun for parties of like 4 people instead of, you know, single players, and that's what ruined this game. If they just went focused on single players, honestly, if characters in this game were more like Kate Bishop, I actually think this game would have been more fun, because I'm having fun playing as her. Even though the missions aren't fun, she's a fun character. And again, this has nothing to do with it being an attractive female character or anything. This is naturally just her being fun to play as. I mean, Iron Man was boring as fuck, and yet Kate Bishop, a character I didn't even have a desire for to be in this game, is probably my favorite character to play as in this game, and I find that hilarious. Captain America, probably my... No, actually probably my second favorite out of the main Avengers, is my favorite character to play as in this game, who I wouldn't have thought would have been. I would have thought it would have been easily Iron Man. You know, and all the characters feel somewhat similar. Again, I think the reason why I like Kate Bishop so much, she's a breath of fresh air compared to Iron Man and Cap. Again, Cap was the most unique, and again, that was the reason why I enjoyed him so much. You know, Kamala and Thor and Hulk, they all had similarities. So did Iron Man. So did Black Widow. They all had something in common with their abilities, and it just felt like they were mixed matches of the other characters. I mean, even then, you're using your fire ability the most when it comes to these enemies. You're not actually going up to fight them. Even then, they're fucking robots. You're not fighting actual enemies. And the only established villains in this game are MODOK, which is a pretty lame main villain if you ask me. I've thought that since the beginning. When they announced him as the main villain, I was a bit disappointed. Then it was oh, the Kree, which came out of nowhere, by the way. That had no, you know, they didn't bring it up once in the story. They didn't bring up the Kree at all during the story. My friend didn't even know what the fuck it was. Even though he's, you know, he's a moderate Marvel fan. He didn't know what the fuck they were, because they didn't bring up the Kree at all during the story. It was all aim this, aim that, aim this, aim that, and all that shit. And also, by the way, AIM is a boring group to choose for villains. These are Iron Man villains, and Iron Man, I think, notoriously has some of the worst villains in general in the Marvel Universe, maybe even in comic history. Iron Man has some pretty lame villains. And AIM is basically Marvel villains. Or Iron Man villains. I don't consider these Avengers level threats. Iron Man could handle this in a weekend. With all these fucking robots and shit. I think Loki would have been cool. Ultron even. If they had to add versions of robots everywhere, Ultron. Do a villain I think people actually know and like. When fucking MODOK was again a villain with like no substance. He had a cool design, I guess, but still, he was a villain with like no substance. There was no excitement really driven around him, and I think it was with all the leaks and shit, they couldn't hide that he was in the game anymore. I remember when this game first came out, when they were just watching, when people were just watching gameplay online, I heard people bring this up as like, oh, make a game of the year. Thank God that these people shut the fuck up about this, because man, this game is terrible. Like, seriously, this game has a lot of problems that I don't even think they're gonna fix. This isn't like a Battlefront 2 scenario where I always thought the game had potential, you know, from launch. It's just they had some certain issues that could be fixed. Here, this game can't be fixed. Just by playing the game, you would have to completely rehash the game in general. You would have to redevelop like almost all of the characters to make the game fun. The story was bland and dry, and currently it's the same thing here. And it's pretty sad when your mediocre story, at least I thought was mediocre at best. Again, it was fun to play, but you gotta keep in mind, those missions weren't the same thing. Those missions were the only thing they weren't entirely lazy on. And the worst missions in the campaign are the only things that you can basically replay in this game, which is sad. You can only replay the worst missions in the campaign. You can't replay some of the best. Like, a lot of those first Iron Man missions were really good. And that Black Widow mission, where she fights Monica, that was a good mission. The final mission was really good. You know, but you can't replay those. You can only replay, like, this shit. And this is all the Taking Aim has been. It hasn't been, you know, it's been the negative, I think, of the campaign. It hasn't been the good of the campaign. My one friend didn't even finish the story of this game because how bad it was. Which I can't blame him.
Okay, we're clear.
I mean, I honestly think A-Day might have been the best mission in the game, and that's sad because that mission was available in the beta. You know, I mean, seriously, I think A-Day, the final mission, again, those early Iron Man missions, and Black Widow's first mission were probably the best. The first Cap mission was pretty good, I guess. The first Thor mission was fun because again, they weren't very repetitive. The story had good missions. Again, the game didn't entirely suck, but you can't replay the story, at least the good missions. And the enemies again are quite lacking, and the DLC is basically, it doesn't feel like it's a story, it just feels like extra missions that they made for the DLC. Like, it felt like they just like, oh, here's a couple new environments where you can just run in and shoot bad guys. Yo. What's up? You know, so I'm not into this whole beat 'em up style. I think, again, when the betas first came out and how people were saying it reminded them of games from the 2010s, like superhero games and just tie-in games in general from the 2010s, I completely agree on that statement. It feels nostalgic. It feels like a game I grew up with. This doesn't feel like a modern game, especially comparing it to post-Arkham, and after Spider-Man was released.
I was listening to your stream and I was so tired Jay just fell asleep.
That's funny. You know, but the game feels like it feels dated. You know, it feels like this Ben 10 game I played as a kid. You know, if you guys remember that. I think it's still a thing actually, but it isn't the same. But, you know, I mean, it reminds me of that game, kinda. But again, that game was excusable because that game was made for kids, and it was 10 years ago. However, again, Arkham's older than those games, so maybe it isn't excusable. You know, I mean, and again, like, from, you know, the end of time, this game is going this game was always destined to be compared to Spider-Man, and Spider-Man was always destined to be compared to Arkham. Except Spider-Man deserves to be compared to Arkham, and this game doesn't. When this game, I think, was originally supposed to be a sequel to Spider-Man, but since this game sucks so hard, they had to basically make it its own thing, because this game isn't gonna get a sequel.
Okay.
I actually heard in the
There's an
Spider-Man
employee
remaster
Wikipedia.
they cut all nods to this game because how bad it was.
Target spotted.
And I'm glad this game was a failure, because then not that many people got scammed. Because I felt scammed after this. I played this game actively for about a week, and then I finally realized that there was nothing fun to do after you completed like half the missions. I didn't even complete all of them. That's how disappointed I was. I enjoyed the game up until I finished the campaign, and there was nothing to do. The campaign should have been replayable, and the characters should have been more fun, but they didn't add that. You know, and I'm only playing this again because I want to finish it. That's the only reason. Again, Kate's kind of fun. So, you know...
Yo. I was listening to your stream and I was so tired Jay just fell asleep.
Yeah, the stream just repeat your comment? So, I mean... I don't know what to think. Yeah, I still haven't played Miles Morales yet.
I guess so.
Yeah, seems like it. But yeah, I still haven't played Miles Morales yet. I'm probably not gonna get to play Cyberpunk for a while. So I mean, is it really worth it? Because this game stopped me from pre-ordering Miles Morales, and this among me wanting to get a PS5, which it looks like I'm not going to get one for a while, so maybe I shouldn't have bought this game, and maybe I should have just got Miles Morales.
Hey, Jarvis.
Or Cyberpunk, or both. Because again, I feel like if I didn't get this game and
I
dodged
want Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Yeah, so do I. It looks good, and from what I've seen, it is good. It looks like an even better version of the first game, and that first game was something else. So
Readings are getting stronger.
it felt
You're on the right
like
track.
Okay, this is it.
it felt like Arkham,
You ready?
but it was, you know, Spider-Man. I don't think Spider-Man was as good as Arkham, which I don't know if that's a popular opinion or not. I think with older people, I think it is. With people that were alive to witness Arkham, or around to witness Arkham, I mean. I think most will agree. Because I grew up with the Arkham series, so I might be a little biased and stuff. Those were my favorite games as a kid,
Hey,
and they still are.
what's with the busted robots?
But, you know,
Follow my lead. Don't know what we're gonna find.
the thing is, I'm not going to call someone an idiot for saying Spider-Man was a better game. Even though I don't agree with them whatsoever, I can understand why they would think that. Even though I think they haven't played Arkham at all, or the only Arkham game they played was Arkham Knight, and they didn't even finish it. Because that seems to be the people that do say that, or it's kids and stuff. So, and you gotta realize that Marvel is more popular with kids than DC is. I mean, so you can't win. And again, I know that this game's fan base is mostly children. Give me a second. I probably should have turned her around. Can I actually? No. No, let's see, I want to see. Ooh. Maybe I'll use the photo mode for a bit. There you go. That's my favorite part of this game. Alright, give me a second. I wanted to... Something about this I like.
Emoji happy tears.
Something about this I like. It doesn't look anything like her, but you know what? I don't mind that. My style. That skin. I already looked at these in the last stream, so I'm not going to do it again, but... Takedowns. Ooh, I totally care what type of takedowns I got. Let's continue. But I mean, like I was saying,
Let's move.
I don't think Spider-Man is, perfect.
What the hell is that?
But you gotta realize, Arkham Asylum wasn't perfect.
Potential paradoxes to a minimum.
So, I have the hope that Spider-Man 2 is gonna be one of the greatest games of all time, and I'm gonna fucking flip out over it. Oh, future Monica, oh god.
Years of scientific progress.
She actually doesn't look too bad. Like a 6.
Not for me. Patience.
I will say that my one non-criticism in this game, the women don't look too bad. Hey, about fucking time. There he is, someone who should have been in the main game instead of Kamala Khan.
Need to destroy that place.
Oh, it's about fucking time. There he is. Except he isn't playable here. We gotta wait like another 4 months so we can play as him, but whatever.
Why didn't we destroy that thing when we had the chance?
I don't know why the hell he'd be working with Monica, but I know Clint, okay? He has a reason, and we need to figure out what it is before we start wrecking things. Let's get to
I don't even care enough about the skill points I have. I'm just honestly just upgrading whatever. I'm just gonna be random in this. I think I would care about what they'd be adding to this game's future if the game wasn't $60 and if it just wasn't such an utter disappointment. And there's a reason they didn't show any gameplay for a year. I mean, that's a pretty long dead period for a game. A year. I mean, usually if a game's supposed to go dark, it goes dark for a couple of months, not a year. And the game was, set for like a May release date too. So I think that alone was a little, what do the kids say? Sus? I don't really say that shit because I'm not a band kid. I'm dating one, but I don't talk to them. Or like them, I mean. Which, I might be a hypocrite for saying that, but whatever. I don't care. I don't know what else is fucking gear. I'm probably never gonna play this game again other than the DLCs. I'm probably never gonna play as her again, so I don't know why I care. OCD, I guess.
ILL join back, I gotta clean my room.
Okay. Good luck with that. Hey, the Bad Batch trailer came out, if anyone cares. Ooh! Cassian Andor trailer came out. Here's my reaction to something we didn't need.
This is...
Let me... Dun, 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 dun. Alright, come on. Lucasfilm.
The oldest fans.
Is it just the Rogue One kind of flashback?
A bittersweet feeling, on the premiere.
Even though, spoiler alert, he died.
That it was just one film. But then magic happens, right? As you can see, we're getting ready. We're building stages, we're rehearsing, we're training, we're trying costumes, we're doing everything to make sure we do the best show. I'm really excited having the chance to explore Cassian. It's really fun to go on a set that is emulating.
I don't think this is a show anyone asked for, but okay. Rogue One was pretty good, so whatever.
This is like doing a big feature film.
It's very cinematic. For me, that's where the excitement is. 12 episodes, 12 scripts, over 200 named cast members, over 6,000 crowd people, a lot of creatures that come in from the creature department.
We treat this exactly like we would a film. There is no difference in our approach.
Andor original series shooting soon. No Obi-Wan though. No show people asked for. And then there's the Bad Batch, which I could care less about. I'm not a fan of the Clone Wars. I'll probably check it out, even though I hated those Bad Batch episodes. And then Mandalorian recap, since the final 2 episodes are coming out starting tomorrow. So, hey, Bo-Katan! I'm guessing. Oh well, this is. I think it's like it's a recap and shit. Dark Troopers, Cobb Vanth, Ahsoka! That was an awesome episode. Oh my god! Mandalorian, new season kind of streaming. Not finished yet. Boba! You're here for the armor.
I don't want your armor.
I don't want your armor. I want mine. Hey! Why am I freaking out? I already saw this. Hey! Disney Plus. Huh. They didn't show anything new, though. Huh. Okay. Oh, Game Awards are today. Hey! We're gonna get a Ahsoka TV show. Fuck yeah. I mean, we kind of figured. Rangers of the New Republic. Whatever that is. Maybe it's those 2 jackasses from The Mandalorian that shot him down. I don't know. Alright, let's get back to this piece of shit game.
Hey, mind filling us in? Do you know what that thing was?
Basically it's a bridge through time. I've done research.
Oh, even more ripoffs towards Endgame. Time travel.
Okay. First, we'll need everything you can get on Monica's time bridge plans. Blueprints, records, everything. Shield's intel points to an AIM data center in Siberia. It's our best shot.
So, alright. Only if there was a crouch button. Premium, don't let me down.
Oh my god, hi.
Oh yeah, here's the annoying Chinese woman. I bet Square Enix is probably mind baffled that not a single person has bought a Kate Bishop skin in this game. Or a skin since September. With their own money. Yay, real Avengers instead of fucking Kamala Khan.
So, what are the chances you can actually build this time bridge?
Up until now, I thought it was impossible, but Monica seems to have cracked it somehow.
Well, we're about to find out how. Better do this quietly. We don't want AIM interrupting us while we're pilfering their files.
Into the cold we go. Again.
Yeah, the Disney investors call is happening right now,
Break
so
in without raising the alarm. We're gonna need to swipe some
there's going to be reveals on the hour, so
Intercepting AIM communication.
more than that.
Delta got lost in a snow squall. Waiting for them to regroup, then we'll head back.
Hurry up. Dr. Rappaccini wants extra security in the data center.
Hottie.
Found our sitting ducks. Perfect. Shall we?
I mentioned, I'm not even going to go on a rant of the developers of this game because they're a complete joke.
Get ahead.
Take them out before they can warn the others. Check their pockets while you're at it.
Because if I was gonna tell a joke, I think I would tell an even funnier one than the developers of this game. Oh, roasted! I'm sorry, I had to. I knew there was something suspicious about the devs from the moment they started talking about this game, because they were acting like it was going to be the greatest game on earth, and they were like complete suck-ups, and I just fucking knew that they knew that they were gonna fuck up majorly, and they did, but by then it was a little too late, and of course they fucking pre-ordered the game at GameStop, so I can't get a refund, a real one at least. If I wanted to get half the price I paid it for, maybe I could go to GameStop and get a refund, but I like to think I'm intelligent, so I'm not going to even try, and it looks like I'm stuck with this game. Because I ain't gonna get $60 back for this game in general, so I'm fucked. Don't pre-order games you're not sure about, kids. Actually, I was sure of it when I pre-ordered it, but I wasn't, I can't exactly say I became sure later. Fuck. Don't pre-order from GameStop. Maybe I should say. I'm not gonna say that because I'm gonna do it again. So another game I pre-ordered. Actually, I think it was, no, it wasn't the last game no, was it? It might have been the last game I pre-ordered. Wolfenstein Youngblood. That game was terrible too. Which is a shame because Wolfenstein's one of my favorite series of all time. So that game was terrible as well. That game was more wokeness for a series that never needed to be woke. Defeat the AIM agent and retrieve their access codes. Ooh, so exciting. Fuck! Let me go the fuck up there! I think the Angry Video Game Nerd should play this. I mean, it might be a little modern for his taste, but I think he should still play it, because it's a shitty game that sucks ass. Simple. I'd definitely rather have a buffalo take a diarrhea dump in my ear. If anyone got that reference who's watching this, I swear to God I want to be friends in that situation. Angry Video Game Nerd is the shit. He's the angry video game nerd. I'd rather eat the rotten asshole of a roadkill skunk and down it with beer. The angriest. I mean, he usually plays hard games. This game isn't necessarily hard, but it's definitely shitty. Looks like yes, he'd rather eat the rotten asshole of a roadkill skunk and down it with beer. He's the angriest gamer you've ever heard. He's the angry Nintendo nerd. He's the angry Atari Sega nerd. He's the angry video game nerd. I just figured H3H3 has posted like 8 videos about Jared Leto in the last like 12 hours.
How much they're hiding up here.
It's just, is he in the news or something? Did he do something?
Anything remotely controversial
Nothing would surprise me. I'm just wondering what he did.
Those blueprints have to be inside.
I mean, I know he's involved with like a cult or something, so maybe it has something to do with that. I don't even watch H3H3. I'm just subscribed because I think everyone is. That was one of my desperate attempts to be normal like 4 years ago. Actually, I think the interview with Papa John after his whole breakdown, I think that was another thing that kind of got me to watch him with where he got the meat sweats and all that shit. I don't know if you guys remember that. That's kind of a 2019 meme, and meme culture is pretty ass. So I don't exactly know. It's all like Among Us stuff I can't relate to. So I've played the game like twice, and I can't say I had a good time either way. So it's pretty easy. So I don't think I've died once actually. So. If I was given a reason to play it, I might, but just the culture around it. I don't know. Gaming has been pretty shitty this year. Probably one of the reasons why I've kind of stopped caring about gaming. You know, I think I'm the only person who thinks that this could happen, but I'm honestly hoping that the Game Awards will show off a trailer for Spider-Man 2. I don't think they will. I'm not expecting anything that I'll give a shit about at the Game Awards, but I'm honestly hoping there will be. Because now we've seen the two DC games. Honestly, Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, I'm not very hyped about. Because I'm worried Gotham Knights is going to be a copy of Avengers, because I think they thought that this game was going to be successful. Gotham Knights, I think, is either going to be amazing or terrible, I think. But I think the game's going to be a bomb either way. Man, I wish they would just continue with Arkham. That Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League's like 2 years away anyway, so, I mean... I've renounced my hype for that game.
I don't know.
So I'm hoping for Spider-Man 2 news.
Scientific progress. She's accelerating something, passing it back and forth through time.
It's the what that keeps me up at night. And how's Clint involved? She keeps secrets like that close. Okay, we grab what we can, then wipe their servers. Monica can't be allowed to make another one.
Agreed. Let us know when you're ready.
All right, we're in.
Find the control hub. Jarvis should be able to access AIM's network and search for the plans.
Strange. They're locked behind a firewall, but there are multiple records of an X element.
Damn, I wish I was playing Cyberpunk right now.
There's some mystery project we shut down in one of Monica's labs. I still don't know what it actually is.
Oh, good, that's fun. Okay, control hub located. What do you need, Jarvis?
The access point should be in the center of the room. A proximity hack should get me into the system, but you'll need to stay within its range.
Hold position, stand ground. Consider it done, Mr. Jarvis.
Nowhere to hide now.
Wait, are you talking to me or to them?
I really don't want to fucking fight hordes of enemies. I honestly don't feel like it right now. This is honestly a chore at this point playing this game. Like, seriously, I wanted to finish it, but holy fuck, this game is not exciting.
Don't worry, buddy. We'll hold them off. Gotta get some distance.
I already have Kate at level 14. I think there's something wrong with that. This game isn't exactly hard, it's just fucking boring. No, this game's just terrible. No, it's not hard. I just honestly just stopped paying attention. It's drowsy. It's dry. It's a dry game, and they haven't added any excitement to it.
Find the control hub.
I mean, they didn't even talk about this DLC. They didn't give me a reason to care.
Okay, control hub located. What do you need?
And then they haven't even said sorry yet, other than that whole sale of the costumes. Which, why am I gonna want costumes for a game I don't play?
Nowhere to hide.
Wait, what are you talking about?
You know, I think a refund would be great. And I get they can't afford that, but why don't you just cancel all your shitty DLC plans? Because again, this DLC isn't very good, so I can't say it's gonna get any better than anything they plan. So why don't they just cancel it all and just give me my fucking $60 back? Because this game's already practically dead. No one plays it. That's the sad part. No one plays this game actively, and if you do, you're an idiot. And I know that sounds mean, but it's true. You're a sucker. You got suckered and you're still playing it. You're still getting suckered and you don't know it? Again, I think the YouTuber who currently pisses me off the most, and someone who I used to like, was Super Rebel. This douchebag, he still acts like the game is good. He acts like there's no issues with the game, and I think when he brings up the backlash, he acts like there's no reason behind it. And he acts like, oh, for some reason there's fucking... He doesn't curse, he's for kids, but... For some reason there's backlash among this great game. And he's like, I love this game. And I'm like, how do you love it? And also, not to mention, you're being a bad role model to children. Because whenever you can't admit that if something is bad when you know it is, well, it's toxicity. And I'm sorry, but this game sucks. There's no way around it. And I don't even think saying the campaign was good, which that's what most kids defending this game have said, was, oh, the campaign was good. Well, I mean, you could say that at least, but you can't bring up that as something to say the game is a moderate, decent game. And I can't even say the reviews of this game were mixed. I think they were mostly bad, because this game is bad. And for $60 to $80, I feel scammed. I paid $60, my friend paid 60. Or, my friend paid 80 for this game, I paid 60. And I feel more bad for him because he didn't even use the early access. And that was the only reason to get that deluxe edition, was the early access, because the skins were shit. And I don't even remember the other stuff you got. I mentioned I haven't even got the pre-order outfits yet. And it's December? Yeah, I haven't got my pre-order suits. That's already for a reason for me to want to go to court. I don't think I can go to court over this, but I would love to. And if I find out there's a lawsuit, I'm fucking joining that lawsuit. Because it was kind of false advertising. I did not really expect this game to be, well, the same mission over and over again. I can't necessarily get a refund at GameStop, so that's kind of out of the question.
Maybe she can help us out.
Thanks.
This game was the big reason why I stopped playing video games. I'm not even kidding. Right after I had stopped playing this game, I want to say I hadn't actively played my PS4 for 2 weeks. And probably the reason my PS4 didn't have complete dust on it was because my dad plays it every night. Actually, I think at that point, I think currently my dad plays this PS4 more than I do. Which is kind of funny, because it's my PS4. But I digress. My dad plays this more than I do now, because I hate this game so much. I really do. And again, me telling myself 3 months ago, I didn't know I was being fooled when I was playing, because I did. And me and my friend, when we both played the beta, we liked the beta. Because I think the beta was actually kind of fun. And you know what? The beta had a certain amount of missions where you wanted to complete it. They gave you a reason to kind of be excited for the future for you not to cancel your pre-order. Because the developer's like, well, you can always cancel your pre-order and still play the beta, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I didn't cancel my pre-order, and I wish I would have. Because during the second week, me and my friend realized, damn, this beta's kind of dry. I thought the campaign was going to be somewhat... Actually, going into it, I thought the campaign was going to be like 15 minutes. I'm not even joking. So it was longer than I expected, but... whatever. I think this game is the biggest disappointment of 2020. That even includes COVID. That includes everything. This is my biggest disappointment of 2020. Because honestly, this year's been pretty good for me. I've enjoyed this year. And I'm not even going to get political, but I consider this year a win. So, in that situation, I consider this a win. Yeah, I think life's been pretty good this year. I think this is the first year I haven't had anxiety attacks every second. So I mean, I think this year's been pretty good. But when it comes to, you know, COVID and shit, yeah, okay, it sucks. But I honestly think this is my biggest disappointment this year. Call me lucky, maybe so. Maybe so, but this is the game that's caused me the most infuriation this year. This is the thing that has caused me the most infuriation this year. This game has pissed me off that much. Especially knowing two good games that were from the same price to $10 cheaper, I know I'd get more stuff out of. Spider-Man Miles Morales, $50. If I would have bought that, I think I automatically would have put more time into it. I think I would have 100%ed that game twice in that situation. I would have 100%ed the game, you know, in general, and then I would have done it on New Game Plus. When this game I've hardly touched. Cyberpunk, I know once I get that game, I'm gonna play the shit out of it. Looking at it, it makes me feel even stupider that I didn't pre-order that instead of this, because I think pre-orders went up for around the same time. However, I'm ending this stream because I don't feel like playing more of this shit. So thank you all for watching. Bye.